hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Witchy Wednesday. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday night. And today we have a topic that we're going to let everyone know what it is, including Nikki. It is called Profection and Annual Profections Wheel. Now, Jess will tell us all about it, but before we start, we just want to introduce ourselves. If you want to go ahead first.
I'm Jess T Cakes, and you can find me on Instagram at Jess T Cakes.
Perfect. We have here with us our CEO.
Hey, I am Carrie Platinum Pussy Anthony, and you can find me on Instagram, KAP Media INC.
And we have Nikki Chevelle.
Greetings, darlings. I am Nikki Chevelle. You can find me on Instagram at Nikki Chevelle.
Thank you. And I am Big Big Cherry. You can find me on bigbigcherry.com or at Bori Curves on Instagram. Now, this topic was brought to us by Jess T Cakes, and I have no idea what it is. I literally started looking it up, and it's a chart. I'm going to show you right now the graphic, like how a wheel looks like. So she starts explaining to us what it is and what it's used for. So what is this, Jess?
So essentially, it's a timing tool. So whatever age you are this year, whatever year you want to look into, if you want to look in the future or the past, whatever house it's in is the area of focus. And if you want to get even more personalized, your rising sign or your ascendant starts in the first house and then it goes from there. So we'll have a calculator later for personalized ones, but this is a very general chart. So what it does is it's basically like you perfect, like it just is a tool for helping you like guide you through that year.
Oh my God.
It's like for personal growth, for you know, healing and the cycles that you go through. Every year, like, is a different house, a different sign, different celestial ruled by a different celestial body. So the planet and celestial body is like the planet or the moon or sun, whatever. But it can add additional insights to that. Like it just like adds more and more layers. So
that's nice.
At its core, that's like the wheel that you just had up.
And we're going to check on everyone's here, like our little wheel to see what's up. Now, I do have a video that Jess sent us, which was one of the things that people are talking about on TikTok. We're going to react to it. And then we're going to go ahead and look at each other's chart or wheel. Okay, chart, no, because it's birth chart. Okay, this is a wheel. It's different. But we will calculate each one's to see. Jess and I were talking earlier, and I was telling her how whenever someone asks me what's been the best age so far, I always say 24. And when I looked at the wheel, 24 falls in the first house, which apparently is one that is like,
expression.
So yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So this is cool, but let's see the video and see what we think about this.
Because I haven't had one good year since I was 12. I'm serious.
Okay, not to be that bitch, but there is astrology behind this. So I hear a lot of people saying that, they haven't like felt good since before their teenage years, so about when they were like 12. And then there's also that thing that everybody says where it's like everybody hates you when you're 23. Like specifically when you're 23, everything fucking sucks. There's a reason, and it's called profection years. And no, not a perfection year, a profection year, like prophesizing. So basically in astrology, there are 12 houses because there's 12 signs. Duh. And basically how it goes is like when you're born, you're in your first house, you're 0, and then 1, second house, 2, third house, and so on. Each one of these houses represents an area of life. You can read down here. So when you enter a profection year in astrology, usually you see like these themes show up at these ages. So it's just so funny that people say that they like felt good when they were 12 because that's your first house profection year. That's when you're going to feel the most like yourself because it has to do with the self, your body. You're going to be in the best shape of your life during that time. You can also see at 24, you come back around to that. So touching back on what I said about, year 23, ruled by the 12th house, you're going to see a lot of like resistance, sickness, anxiety. It's also in line with like Pluto. So like things getting destroyed and rebirthed. You're going to have like a lot of change that like maybe isn't always welcome during that time. That's why everybody fucking hates you when you're 23, because you're just like fucking going through it. And it's so funny. Once you hit 24, you come back around to your first house. It flips like a switch. I literally had this happen to me the day after I turned 24. I like fully blocked my ex. I was getting promoted the same month. Like, it was just crazy. Same thing happened with my friend. She turned 24. She dumped her shitty ass boyfriend, got her own place, is working on getting promoted. So yeah, profection years.
Nice. And I find that very interesting because, like I said, I have not thought about what's my worst year. But when I think about my my best year so far, I do say 24. So that is very interesting to me. What would y'all say is your age that you can remember was a great year for y'all? They're like,
I'm gonna have to say.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nikki.
Oh, my bad. 29, 30.
Well, that's your Saturn return, baby.
Yeah, that was my best. I have just moved to DC, like everything. Like, I was lit in DC, okay? So
you had a
I'm
good
saying
Saturn return.
I moved to DC 29, 10, 30 in DC, and yeah, it was up.
I will say when we're looking at the 12th house when you're 23, 35 now, so it's the 12th house, just like 23.
Currently there.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Same, to be honest. What about you, Carrie?
I got kicked out in the middle of that, so I don't even know what year. I have no idea.
Oh, no. We're asking, like, what if you think about a year that was really good to you, like, what age were you?
I would say 44, 45.
Okay. So if we're looking at the charts here, we see that 45 would be the 10th house, which is about career, reputation, success, and fame.
Yep.
Okay, so I said 24, which is the one that is like the self, personality, appearance, body. I felt good at 24. 30 was another year that I was like, I felt really good. And it says the 7th house, relationships, marriage, and other people. That's when I actually got with my boyfriend and moved in and everything. So 30 was a big year for me too.
If I had to go by now, I'm 39. That is the 4th house. And that couldn't be more. Oh my God.
About parents, family, and home.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big focus for you right now.
Yes.
So what's 48?
48 has, there we go, the 1st house. So it's about self, personality, appearance, body. It's like the ascendant, is it, Jess?
Yes, your rising ascendant. Yeah. It's your identity. It's how you appear to other people, like how you want to appear to other people. And as you like level up, so you're on 48 essentially, like you've leveled up, like you're a lot better off than you were at 36 in your identity, like,
yes,
so to speak.
And it's actually really, really interesting to look at this because, like, if I think about this year and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. like when you see the topics, like it was definitely focused on that. Okay, so how do we use it? Like just looking at the year and looking at the house, or like just looking at what's related to it, or?
So the calculator will be more helpful because it will pull up like, so you can look at what the house is naturally ruled by, and then you can like, that's just like solid, that's static. And then with the calculator, with your birth information, there's a sign, like what the sign that it's in for you.
So I put my info in because I know what time I was born. So I put my little wheel, right?
So you have a Virgo 12th house.
That's where I currently am at.
Yeah. And I'm trying to understand the little... Okay, I see now. Because the 12th house is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter, so I don't know why Mercury's there. But anyways, we won't pay attention to that. But
because it's from the bottom, ruler of the year, Mercury.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
We're trying to figure out. Yeah, we're exploring with you.
Yeah, I didn't know that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Virgos are all about like they're perfectionists. Like they are the let's make a list and check it twice. We're going to be organized. We're going to expect a lot of ourselves and other people. So if you also want to take into consideration the natural ruler of the 12th house, which is Pisces, you look at where Pisces is in your chart, but that's like a whole nother level. So I'm getting ahead of myself. So that's interesting.
That's funny that you say organizing because I literally have been like, y'all saw that I sent you like the task aid and like I've been doing like all these lists and everything.
You've been on it, like
everything. And I got the shadow journal to like try to work on things. And like the other day I got some what I showed you, the commission I got done. Instead of just telling the person what I wanted, I literally did a whole mood board of like each one of them and like giving specifics and like different reference pictures and all that. And like I have a project that I have coming that is kind of big, and I have been like setting all these mood boards and like reference images and all that. So I'm definitely being much more organized than I've ever been, to be honest. So it's funny that you say that word specifically because I've been going to it.
12th house is also like your fantasies as well. So like, or making your dreams come true. So you're going to be really like focused on making that happen this year.
I definitely am. So
yeah. So use the power of Virgo.
Yes, I will. Now I need to check y'all's calculators.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. What I need?
Okay, tell me the date.
7
April
April 84.
Oh, you're like Tyler. What time?
Yeah, 6:04 p.m.
Yeah. Dear Tyler, who's here sleeping on my phone. He's so cute. Oh, by the way, so in this calculator, it does tell you what date do you want to do the profection for.
Do you need my versity too?
Yes.
We could do. I don't know.
As long as it's in the same like time zone.
Wilmington.
Okay.
WILMINGTON, North Carolina.
Okay. And do you want this to be for today?
Do September the 1st.
Okay. September the 1st. Perfect. Here we go. And the chart says your ruler of the year is Saturn. What can we see here, Jess, in this birth chart? I mean, in this wheel. Oh my gosh, I keep saying birth chart.
So, Saturn is pretty strict. It's the planet of boundaries and restrictions and limitations. So it's either on yourself or placing those boundaries with other people.
Or not.
Yeah. And because it's the 4th house, it could be with your family. It could be with with like even like working with your ancestors, more like creating like structure. That was the word I was looking for, structure for yourself, and like where you want to put roots and like where you want to like create a family and whatever that means to you. So But Saturn and its Capricorn. Capricorn is very responsible. So, and very like hardworking. And Capricorn's also, I'm a Capricorn rising. So it's a very harsh sign. But it's ruled by Saturn. So it's in domicile here. So it means it's like happy in this planet. So it's favored for you.
And that's coming in September.
Mm-hmm.
When you said restrictions and strict and everything, the first thing I thought was you gotta save up. You gotta like that's immediately my thought was like you gotta restrict yourself from like pleasures in life because you know you gotta be responsible for it. Like that.
But it's also like because it's Capricorn, I feel like you're gonna come into some like a new job or a new way of making money and like to prepare for your future home and your future family and all of that. So it all kind of like works together.
I love that. I love that. Okay, Carrie, let's do yours.
Okay, what do I need? What information do I need to give you?
Like the birth chart things. No birthday in time.
My birthday is February 1st, 1975. And I was born at 4 in the afternoon.
Okay. And the city?
Los Angeles, California.
Okay. The time zone.
And what date do you
want to look at a specific date?
Because you can look back in the past, the future, right now.
Let's look at right now.
Okay. Okay, what does it say? Cancer.
So you're in your first house. You're Cancer rising.
Oh, I like that.
And the okay. So this makes more sense because the moon is Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's at home there. So ruler of the year. So this is also in domicile. It's like happy there. So it's going to work more in your favor. Like you're going to be more, Cancer is very nurturing. So you're going to nurture yourself more. Like, you know, baby yourself, mommy yourself, you know, take no shit from others. Your intuition may be more heightened at this time. Like, I feel like you're going to tap in more into that, tap in more into your emotions and actually like relay them and speak what you're feeling and like what you need others to know what you're feeling. And even if you're like just saying it to yourself, like, you know, that's really important this year to work on. So yeah. And like I said earlier, like you've just like leveled up every time you've been in the first house.
My partner is also Cancer, so that's really interesting. And he's been very affectionate lately and like very nurturing. So it's so crazy that came up.
That's good. Yeah.
He's been affectionate. What kind of
affection? Well, listen, the eggplant is no issue. But I mean, just like, so my partner has like moments where he gets like hyper focused on something, and when he's in that hyper focused state, he's not as affectionate, not as nurturing, not as vocal about, you know, like just not, he's focused, so he's just, you know, not really paying attention to my needs, and I'm not one to really express them. So in the last few weeks, he's definitely been very cognizant of what's going on and very nurturing to my sensitivity. And yeah, he's just been very affectionate. That's the best word I could use to describe it. Like, just very nurturing and affectionate. So
it would be interesting to see his wheel, his chart, and see how that like overlays on top of yours.
Woohoo, I bet it does. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on. What time were you born?
While we look for that one, let's look at yours, Jess.
You got my date right. So 7:31 p.m.
Okay.
And Dayton, Ohio.
There we go.
And I want to look at this time next year.
Okay.
Because I'm supposed to be in my Jupiter return.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'll be in my first house. Like, okay. So hopefully by, like, it's ruled by Saturn and all that. So hopefully by then, I'm trying to look at the other years, 24 and 12. I can hardly remember 24 because I had just had my first child.
Mm.
But it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad year. So, but that's interesting. I like it because like Capricorn's all about money and like hard work and structure, and like I feel like I've been really stuck lately. And like I feel like this year is because I would be in the 12th house this year. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to. It's leading me into where I'm supposed to be, like how I'm supposed to be, like myself. Wow. Sorry, I'm having a moment. I've felt stuck for the last like 2 or 3 years. Like it's crazy.
That's good. You were saying the 12th house is okay. Yeah, so like confinement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sickness.
Yeah.
Rest. Literally, that's where I'm at right now. Is like I'm like not the best health wise right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see that.
Hey, it says body on the first.
Yeah, like
year you probably
like I'm hoping to have had my leg surgery by then and like be able to like learn how to walk again without the bullshit. So I'm excited about that actually. Cool.
That's awesome. I like that. Let us know, Carrie, if you get the time for that. I'm trying to see like. So yeah, that next year I'm also in the first house, just like you.
Yeah, but it'll be different energy, like planet and sign wise.
I'm excited for.
It'll be Libra. It'll be Libra and Venus, I believe.
I'm excited for Nikki's and Tyler's next year. Wait, no, I gotta stay away from Tyler next year.
I will be. Oh my God, I'll be 40 next year.
Children.
It says the 5th house. It has to do with children's romance and pleasure.
Oh. We gonna see, baby. I'm here for it.
It's also a very fiery house too. It's naturally ruled by Leo. Ooh. It's a creative house.
And I'm a fire sign, so
hell yeah.
He's earth, but he has fire on his chart.
Yeah, utilize that fire and that create. What I'm hearing, Nikki, for you is you got to get creative.
I gotta get creative.
Yeah. Not in the traditional sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like for wait. There we go. Well, for Carrie would be second house. So for Carrie, it says the second house is relating income, savings, spending, and possessions.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about a year from now?
Yes, for next year when you're 48, 49.
I'm 48 now. I'll be 49 next year.
No, when you're 49.
I'm
It's
gonna
funny
mute
that
real
that
quick.
came
I
up
have
because
to.
I was just telling Ghost I wanted to be moved out of here in a year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I picked up a couple of more clients today, and I was like, yes, that means I'm going to be making more money, which means I'm going to be saving to move out.
That is good.
So that is so funny that that came up because that's right on my plan.
For next year, I need to be in that house already.
All right, he was born at 2 p.m.
This is in two days. Okay, send me here in the private chat the info for him.
Oh, the private chat. Hold on.
I'm so sorry I had to take that. My friend was in the hospital and I had to make sure they were okay. So
You're good.
We're good.
Yeah. We're just saying that for Carrie next year, like it's the second house and it says income, savings, spending, possessions. And she said that it's funny because she was talking about how next year she wants to move and like, do some other
Wow.
things. So
That's awesome.
we're getting the info for Mr. Platinum.
Mr. Pussy.
Would he be the CFO?
Right.
The CDO.
Okay. So for him, this is for today. Oh, it's similar to mine actually. The Virgo and the Mercury.
So Mercury is all about communication. So if he's like really about expressing how he's feeling, and Virgo's about perfecting that. And the 11th house is, I believe, I have it written down right here. It's
the 11th house. Let's see.
Friendship. So do you feel like more like closer to him and like things like that? So
it says friends, groups, alliance, and luck.
Yeah, because I believe it's naturally ruled by.
Did y'all form an alliance?
Oh yeah. Always.
Yeah, that's good that he's communicating and he's using that that Virgo of being like, say what he means, like, because Virgos don't fuck around, like that energy, they don't fuck around, like they will say what they mean. And I don't think he's out to hurt your feelings because they're at the core. Wait. He's not a Cancer?
He's a Cancer, but I'm just saying he doesn't say things to hurt my feelings. He just says things as raw and real as he possibly can so that there's no miscommunication.
Okay.
Direct.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, it's very direct.
But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So
when he does express himself in these, like when he's in this phase, he's very he still says what he has to say, but he's just, and I feel like for him right now, what he's going through is like, as he gets older, he just realizes that we have a very drama-free life together. And he's very appreciative of the fact that we have this like peaceful bond. And that I've created a home for him that he can come home to, and he knows that I'm going to pay the bills, and he knows that he has, a nice bed to lay in, and that I'm not going to be like bitching and moaching.
Yeah.
So I think that's really what he's going through right now, is just really appreciating the space that we have together, and that, because especially, his friends are very they're all in toxic relationships. And so he just, but he, like, it's kind of like one of those things, like, you know how when you've been in a relationship for a long time and everyone just expects that you know the other person and you don't have to say I love you, you don't have to say I care about you, you don't have to say those things. Like, he goes through periods of time where he'll be that way. Like, it's just expected. You know what I mean? Like, duh, I've been with you for 10 years. You know what I mean? And then when he's in this moon phase or whatever phase he's in now, especially when he's in that Virgo, he's a lot more vocal and reaches into the depth of his heart and just makes sure that I feel appreciated. So it's nice.
It's good. So now that we know what next year our house is gonna be on, yeah, Carrie already said that the coincidence that she was already talking about moving out and all, and you know, having extra income and all that. So she already knows that the second house, that's already the plan. Knowing this information on the wheel, knowing how it will be next year, does it change your plans or does it match up any plans that you have right now?
No, it falls right in line for what I've got. I feel like it lets me know, like, looking a year in advance lets me know that I'm on the right track.
Right. For me, it's funny yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it just confirms that that the universe is hearing my manifestations and is like, it's already in my chart.
Right. For me personally, I when I initially saw it, I was like, oh, okay, self, personality, appearance. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I'm looking forward to it. But then I started thinking about, like, what are my plans for next year? And I just was like, oh my God, I'm supposed to get all my surgeries and like skin removal and all of that stuff next year. And it literally talks about appearance and body. And I'm like, oh.
And that's definitely going to like help boost your...
Right. Like, it definitely lines up with what the plans are for my next year. So that's good to know. And you mentioned, Jess, that you also are looking into, you know, your health and everything.
Yeah. Like being more mobile, and I'm not necessarily focused on weight loss, but definitely being more mobile and getting rid of the knee leg problem.
What about you, Nikki?
I gotta get through this here first. Get through this shadow work so that next year can be exactly that.
Yeah, because the fifth house is talking about romance and pleasure. I don't know, girl.
I can use some pleasure, Lord knows.
Well, hopefully it's all lined up there for you. In the fifth house. If not, find someone's house and get that pleasure.
You know what? I'm not about to play with you.
Go to someone's house if the fifth house doesn't give it to you.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Let's see what by the way, just sharing the information before I forget about it. The TikTok that we saw earlier, the screen name of the person that posted it is Nasty JPG on TikTok. So there's that, and the website that we're using for the calendars for the Profections wheels is called astro-seek.com. And it has a lot of other very useful calculators, so it's pretty fun to work on.
Great website, especially if you want to see synastry between you and your partner or a crush or things like that.
That is good. And before we continue, I do want to mention that we are going to have a pretty cool episode that is regarding life path numbers. So be alert for that, because it's going to be fun to do some... Is it numerology, or is numerology something different?
It involves numerology, yeah.
Okay. But it's like life path is a specific thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will be handling that with Nikki and Jess, and I'm excited about that because I love numbers and math and stuff. So I play Sudoku all the time. So, but I'm excited for that one. Let's see. Is there anything else that we want to look into the Profections wheel, y'all?
There's aspects too, which I don't know how to get into that, but if you wanted to hire an astrologer, I know of one.
Okay.
His name is Hey Ray on TikTok. HeyRay. And he calls himself like I don't know if he calls himself this, but he's like the astrologer of influencers. Like he's really freaking good. But like he is also reasonably priced. But he would know a lot more about the specific, like deep aspects about your profection year. So yeah.
I think that's pretty good because, like, if you think about it, it's a tool that definitely helps us confirm where we are right now, but it also kind of lets you look into the future a little bit. So,
oh yeah, and like you can also use like any other, like you can say that astrology is like a timing tool, of course, but I can see it as like a divination tool because you can like plan ahead, like
right.
And you can also use other things in conjunction with that, like tarot and oracle and the charms like we did last week, you know?
Exactly.
In fact, I saw a TikTok. I should have sent it to you guys. But I saw a lady throwing charms, charm casting.
Okay.
And she rolled a dice first, a die. And she was like, what house do we need to focus on? And I thought that was interesting. Like, when she like threw the charms, like that's what it related to the most. So
okay,
you can use it for things like that. Like you can get really creative with it. So if you want your answers, you will find it.
Yes. So yeah, this is a little introduction to it, but y'all know where to go if you want to find an expert in the matter. I'm glad that you are all exploring different things in the spiritual world with us, and we will be exploring more. Now, I feel like we're going to say good night to everyone. This was a short one, but a very nice one. So I'm going to let everyone say their goodbyes. And one thing that you are looking forward to do, like a goal in the next 5 years, creating a manifestation. And go.
Oh, no pressure. So in the next 5 years, I would like to own my own business, tattoo shop. Be a tattoo artist, first of all. I want to be married. I want to have my dream wedding, like a witchy wedding.
Yes.
And I want to own a home, my own property.
Awesome. What about you, Carrie?
Woo! In 5 years, I want to also own. I don't want to just own a home. I want to own my dream home, a place of solace and peace and like everything that I could ever want and imagine. And really, let's see. That's about it. I want to travel more. And yeah. That's it. And I'm Carrie Platypus Anthony, the CEO of iHeartBBW. Find me on Cat Media Inc. on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you. And Nikki?
In 5 years, I pray that I am walking out my purpose. That I am doing what I'm called to do. With who I'm called to do it with, being it family, friends, and a partner. That's the goal for 5 years. And you can find me, Nikki Chevelle, on IG.
Perfect. And for me, I would say that in 5 years, I am going to have all the stability I've always wanted. At that point, I would have been in control of my, um, brain, my ADHD and everything, and like have a system to be able to function properly. And I am happy with people that love me around me and that they're looking for me to succeed. And yeah, that's where I am in 5 years. And you can find me at vividcherry.com. I'm Vivid Cherry. And you all know already that if you want to send any questions, if you want a reading, if you want to tip our tarot readers, if you want to follow us, all of our different accounts, or iHeart too, you can find everything on witchy.iheartbbw.com. There's a form there that you can fill out and you can ask anything. Like you can even propose whatever topic you would like us to cover, and we will. Hey, we're open to the ideas, and if you want to join us, let us know. We can have special guests also. Precisely, we just are having when this episode releases, it's gonna be already. We just had Lachette with the magical herbs episode, and we've had other guests. So if you are someone that wants to join us, this is a community for other people to come in and give their input and their expertise. So we are more than welcome for it. And I think that's it, y'all. Have a good night, everyone. Bye, hearts. Bye, bye.
Hold on.